although I'm used to teaching yoga and teaching meditation. What I'm going to do at first is just introduce you to me and a little bit about who I am and where I came from, and then somatic therapy and kind of where the foundation of the practice. And then we're going to get into the practice itself. So what I'd like everybody to do to start is find a comfortable seated position. You can either sit in a chair or sit on the ground. You can also lay down. So whatever is most comfortable for you. And for now, you can leave your eyes open. And what I want you to do is take a nice deep breath in through your nose, deep into your chest and all the way into your belly. And then exhale out of your mouth. And again, in your nose. And exhale out. And one more. And for now, as you let your breath settle, check in with your body and notice if there's anything in your body that comes up for you, like any sensations or anything that's sort of speaking to you. Like, is there a soreness in some part of your body? Or is something kind of like buzzing or tingling? We're not going to spend too much time here, but this is a great moment to just check in with your body, right? Maybe you haven't done that yet this morning. So I'm Zahara. I'm a somatic psychologist and an awakening coach, and I support clients on their quest to heal from trauma, from chronic pain and general life struggles, and also to awaken their life's purpose when more traditional approaches have failed. So my method, the Truth Catalyst method, combines therapy, somatic experiencing, holistic wellness, and embodiment practices. I have a master's in clinical psychology, training in somatic therapy, and mindfulness techniques. I'm a certified life coach, a certified life purpose coach, certified yoga instructor, and I've studied holistic alternative practices with gurus throughout the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little bit of an intro about how I came to this place, and then a description of the somatic therapy. I think I said a little bit about this. And then we're going to do the practices, and then at the end, I'm going to offer some time for questions. In my late 20s, I healed from a lifelong autoimmune disease. So it was often incapacitating. I was born with the illness, and it was all I really ever knew. Most of my childhood through early college years, I was in and out of the hospital in a great deal of pain, on loads of experimental medicines. Doctors really didn't know what was wrong with me, and they were trying to figure out what was happening. They had little answers. And in my mid-20s, around the age of 25, I was very sick. I had fevers about once a month for about a week, really high, and I had joints so swollen I could barely walk, and ulcers in my throat so painful I could barely talk. But at that point, I was rejecting most of Western medicine, and I didn't really know what to do. I kind of stumbled into meeting this alternative practitioner. For she didn't call herself anything, but she was basically a somatic body worker. And I was pretty dubious at first because I'd never worked with any alternative practitioners, but it's pretty desperate. And after seeing her for several months, my entire life started to change and my body started getting better. And within 6 months to a year, I had pretty much changed the disease and I healed. It was pretty miraculous. And after healing within 2 years, I left with a backpack and I traveled the world for 18 months. And then I ended up living overseas for over 6 years. And so my 3 top places in my spiritual homes are Chiang Mai, Thailand, Ubud, Bali, and Mysore in India. And now I'm on a mission to help people heal from their own chronic illnesses, deeply buried wounds, and also to live their life purpose. I live in New Mexico now with my husband, and we met in Chiang Mai while he was living his purpose as well. So a bit about somatic therapy. It's a holistic approach to healing physical and emotional suffering, like chronic illnesses, anxiety, depression, spiritual malaise, and other pain. And it can also help you connect with and awaken your authentic self. I've developed like 7 principles of somatic healing. So these are, first, that the mind, body, spirit, and emotions are interconnected. Trauma and emotional events change a person's psychoneurobiology. So that is the mind, body, and spirit interconnectedness. The body remembers feelings, sensations, and memories when it's traumatized. All pain, emotional and physical, is transient and it doesn't last. The mind, body, and spirit have a boundless capacity to heal and become whole at any time. At its core, one's mind, body, spirit, wisdom is timeless and untouched by pain and unharmed. And then last, when this wisdom is accessed via the body, so circumventing the mind, healing and transformation are possible. The one thing I do like to say before we begin this type of work is that it's a way of talking to and listening to the body. And it's often in a new way, in a way you may not have done before. So it's a method of sharing information between the mind and the body, but without the monkey mind butting in. So it's often a new language for people, and it requires a lot of trust and listening to your intuition. So I will maybe use some language or prompts that are new for you. And it may feel a little bit out of your comfort zone or a little bit of different, and your mind's going to want to interject, and it's going to want to think about it, and it's going to want to make judgments. Listen to that, notice that, and see if you can let those go. This is a moment to set your mind aside and trust what your body senses, trust what you visualize internally, trust what's happening, trust what your body is trying to tell you. Also, when I say the word visualize, not everybody can visualize. Sometimes the body gives us messages in images, in visualizations, but sometimes they are sensations. Sometimes they're auditory even. So I'll walk you through that as we go through these exercises. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is write down an intention. You can either write it in the chat box, it's up to you, or write it on a piece of paper for what you'd like to get out of this session. So it can be something you're dealing with physically in your body, something emotional, a point of tension in your life, maybe a person you're struggling with, or something you'd like to attain. This will help you notice any shifts that may happen during this session. And it's just something to keep in mind throughout this practice. So feel free to write it in the chat, or you can even just keep it in mind. Beautiful. Feel more positive about the day. Awesome. Great. Thanks, Jamie. Release fear. Awesome. Yeah. Release fear on the future specifically. Nice. Back pain. All right. It's a big one. All right. Heal cis. Self-worth. Beautiful. Thank you guys. Total relaxation. All right. These are great. Thank you guys. Anybody else? Nice. Trisha, shift disease to ease. To allow past pains open up rather than close off my heart space. Yeah. Release grief. Sitting calmer with aspects of shadow. Beautiful. Releasing unknown trauma or stress. Get clarity on how to compassionately reply to confronting an emotional email. Beautiful. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. Thank you, guys. And thank you for showing up today. Recognize the space to respond and not react, right? Huge. I'm always working on that for sure. It's just a moment, right? Beautiful. Address exhaustion. Letting go and having faith. Another moment with intentions, and then we're going to begin. So this says feeling more tired every day than pre-COVID. I'm guessing working with that in some way. Learning to come from a place of love, even when someone bothers me. Aren't we all? Yeah. Coming from a place of love. I feel that. Thanks, Janine. Reduce anxiety, especially with current COVID environment. Yeah. It just creeps up. Well, thank you, everyone, for sharing. I think all of us can relate to almost all of these, right? And they all kind of sit within us in different places at different moments of time. They're not foreign to any of us. So what I want you to do is find your comfortable seat and bring your eyes to close. And take a deep breath in. And exhale. And inhale your intention. And exhale. And inhale it again. And exhale. And one more. And exhale. And settle into your body this time, keeping your eyes closed. And whether you're laying on the ground or sitting up, I want you to feel where your body is connected, either to the chair or to the ground. Notice where you're rooted. What does that feel like? Where are your fingers touching your chair? Notice the slightest sensation of that. Where do your sit bones root into the chair or the earth? Feel your body sinking into the earth and let your body go. There's no need to hold on right now. There's so much collective struggle and anxiety and dis-ease. And let's just let that go for a moment, right? During this session, this is a moment to relax and simply be. In the present moment. If you feel thoughts running through your mind, notice them. Kind of let them go. We're not going to need them for now. What I want you to do now is tune your attention into your body. So first, draw your focus into your third eye center. What does that space feel like for you? From the inside, do you notice anything, any sensation in there? So sensations can, of course, range for everybody, but do you notice a buzzing? Do you notice a dull ache? Do you notice tingling? Maybe you sense nothing. That's okay. Your third eye is the space between your eyebrows on your forehead, right above your nose. Simply want to kind of, as if you're looking at it from inside, draw your attention there. And of course, at this point, not of course, but at this point, we want to bring our breath to a normal pace, kind of not concentrating on the breath. Yeah. Letting our breath go, letting our thoughts go. So we're going to take the focus from our third eye and kind of move it down to our throat. What's happening in your throat now? Do you notice any sensations in there? Do you feel any energy in there? Does it feel tight, or does it feel completely open for you? There's nothing to do with these sensations. All I want you to do is notice what's happening in there. And now I'm going to ask you a couple more questions about that. So if this space in your throat were a color, what color is in there? And again, don't listen to your mind. Don't wait for your mind to answer. You'll get the answer automatically, or you won't. Can you sense a color in your throat? And can you tell what time of day it is in there? For you? And just digging a little bit further, can you see anything happening in your throat? And you may or may not be able to, but do you see any images of anything? Perhaps there's a shape. Perhaps there's a landscape. Whatever you see, if you see something, whether it's a color, a landscape, an object, notice it and see if you can explore it. As if you're an explorer digging, checking things out in there. Even if it's just a sensation, what is this sensation all about in there? And what we're going to do is we're going to take the visualization of white liquid and we're going to open up this space. So whether you're seeing some bright sunshine in your throat or a dark rock, or you're feeling nothing, we're going to open that up for you. So imagine that there is some bright white liquid pouring into the crown of your head. And it's pouring into your brain, into your third eye center, into your mouth. It's pouring down into your throat, and it's lighting up your throat. And it's filling it up with white liquid. And this liquid is nice and cooling, and it's filled with love and light and protective energy. And it's opening up that space. And it moves past your throat into your chest and into your heart. And it keeps pouring from the crown of your head. And it even flows over you. So it flows over your entire body. So imagine this liquid just pouring over your whole body, filling up your head and your throat and your chest. It's like you're lighting up with this liquid. And again, your throat's just opening up with that. And keep picturing the liquid filling you up. And slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, and gently, when you're ready, we're going to come back to open your eyes. How does everybody feel? And do you have any questions? You're free to write them in the chat. I did think I'd have so much more time. Typically, when I give these sessions, they're in a one-on-one scenario, and I work with individuals when they have very specific things that they're working on, and we heal particular things that they're dealing with in the session. So these can be quite powerful journeys and sessions. So please, check out the offerings that I have on WellSet. But I think I'll be hosting these every other week for free. I also, so come check this out again. And thanks for joining.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you so much, Zahara. That was amazing.
Thank you.
As Zahara mentioned, you can book her sessions one-on-one on WellSet. we're actually launching right now. So if you haven't signed up, sign up and you can get 20% off and get more of this lovely lady. And we're so grateful for your healing practices today. Such a beautiful way to start my morning. And I'm sure everyone else is feeling that as well, too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Looks like
It's,
you have a question.
yeah. So it's I think the inhaling only through the nose is a yogic breath, but it's a little bit more forceful. And when you open through your mouth, it's just a more easy way to breathe. It's kind of like you can let go more. It's more relaxed. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, WellSet.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.